I see Bidzster's right behind him now, all over him like a rash. That's the fresh tyres for you. Right behind him, he's almost pushing him up the mountain. He's having a look round the outside, but that's not going to work. He's just trying to weave round, put the pressure on Man of Steel, force any kind of error out of him and try and get through, because he's trying to catch up for a podium position. And as they go into the dipper, he's practically going to push him down this hill. And as they go through it as close as you like. Oh, Man of Steel makes a little error, and then Bidzster has to sort of break through halfway through the corner, makes a little error himself, so Man of Steel gets a tiny bit of breathing air. But doing that's not going to help, running wide. Here comes the BMW. BMW versus Scirocco on straight line speed. If you resort to the manual, the Scirocco should have the speed down the straight, but remember Bidzster's got a draft in that BMW. As they go down the straight, let's have a look, see if there's any other battles. Yep, Danny Quaver's got TY all over his back end now. TY's pushing. Danny Quaver's coming into the pits. TY's gonna go round. Danny Quaver in, and Man of Steel's gone off. Bidzster goes through. Now, was he? No, was he? Did he fall or was he pushed? We'll get a replay. As they all go into the pits, Bidzster's in, Man of Steel's in, Danny's in. It's all happening now. This last few laps of the race. We've got Callum and Neil. Neil catching Callum near the end of the race. TY third. Bidzster just coming into his pit box. He's not going to fuel as much as these boys. Danny Quaver sixth there. Danny Quaver's off. Bidzster's off. Danny Quaver's just ahead of Bidzster out of the pits. Race on for the last 4 minutes in this race. Man of Steel still filling up. Still filling up. Don't want to be stood there too long. Oh, you're not going to have no chance of catching these boys. Liliam's in sixth now. Will Man of Steel come out ahead of Lil? There's Liliam, last corner. Man of Steel coming out the pits. Liliam, not close enough. 7th place. So will he be able to catch him? But remember, Man of Steel's on fresh rubber. As we look at Danny Quaver and Bidzster, who's come out the pits, they're coming up the hill now. And now we've got a battle for the lead. Callum and Neil. Callum is losing speed. He's got Neil all over the back of him. Whether his tyres are shot, I don't know. But Neil is on him. Let's have a look at the laps. Yes. Callum's not been into the pits for quite a while. So Callum's on old rubber. Callum's going to have to pit here. I don't think he's going to have to pit, or that place is going to be given up because Neil's going to have him. As he runs wide there, you can see Callum struggling for grip. Neil going up the inside. Will he have a look into the last corner? He's having a look, he's having a look, he's having a look, he's going through! Callum gives him plenty of room, knows it's not worth fighting because he's got dead, his tyres are dead, he's done at least 7 laps, 8 laps on those tyres, so they'll be finished. Neil Farmack, who obviously he's only done a handful of laps on those tyres, 2 or 3 laps maybe, so they're fresh as daisies. So Callum goes down to 2nd place, Neil moves up to the lead, TY 3rd place, Danny Quaver and Bidzster battling out for 4th place. Probably going to squeeze another couple of laps in this race. Down towards the end of the straight, Bidzster on the brakes, trying to put the pressure on. Danny Quaver hits the curb, goes on the grass, goes off. Bidzster goes around the left hand side, but he's on the grass also. Coming down towards the last corner, side by side. And Bidzster gets it through after that mistake from Danny, but almost catches air there over the curb. Plenty of curb being used, trying to take the shortest way around the circuit possible. As we've got Callum falling back from Neil there. Neil's pulling ahead now. You can see the fresh tyres making a difference. So look at there from Callum as TY runs wide into the wall, 3rd place. So TY looks like he's going to get 3rd unless he makes any more silly errors like that. Danny Quaver versus Bidzster. Now those are two names you don't put together very often. But it's good to see Danny Quaver pushing these front runners. Pushing them to the limits. Good to see Danny Quaver up there fighting with it. And Bidzster runs wide. The agility of the Megane pulling it up the inside with the front wheel drive. Will he be able to get round? Bidzster's a wily character. He doesn't give up very easy. Defends places until he's got no breath left in his body. And keeps the position for now. But I'm sure Danny will be fighting back within a few corners. Let's have a look at a few battles back down the track. So we've got Man of Steel 6th, Lil Yam 7th, Seat 1 8th, so they're all pretty spread out actually. So we'll focus on this battle for 4th place. Danny Quaver's all over the back of him like a rash again, not leaving him alone, not giving him a single second to breathe as they go down the dipper. One mistake and it's over. Danny Quaver using all the agility of that McGann through the dipper. Bidzster's got a bit more of a balanced setup in that BMW, so it's good out the corners and got decent mid-corner speed, but you can't beat the agility of the McGann. They're coming up on Mr. Slow One to lap him, but he's invisible. He's ghosted, so that will not be a problem. As we look at Neil on his last, I think Neil's going to be on his last lap this time. It'll come up final lap in a second. There it is, final lap now for Neil Farmack. Callum is probably going to be second. I don't think he'll be able to catch him on old tyres unless Neil makes a humongous mistake. And here's these two still battling at it. We've got one more lap of these boys as Mr. Slow One is off on the grass. So we're looking there for Mr. Slow One, but it's good for these two because they get through with no trouble. So Mr. Slow One recovering in the background, Bidzster taking all the curb and a bit of grass as they start their last lap now. We'll stick with this battle. Danny Quaver and Bidzster moves to defend, so as you can feel that Danny Quaver, yeah, you can see Danny Quaver there trying to put the pressure on as they go down the straight. So Bidzster's going to be pulling away out of the corner, but then the power of the McGann will pull it back up. Let's have a look. Neil's just coming down through the dipper now, and then Bidzster trying to lose the draft to Danny Quaver. He's not weaving, he's just moving side to side of it, just trying to lose the draft into the corner. Up the hill, this is McGann territory. Coming through this corner, but then as we go through this defending, he's having a look. He's having a look outside, inside, trying whichever way possible. But this is where the traction of the BMW comes in up the hill. But then the power of that McGann, unreal. Bidzster not letting him go any side, left or right, defending for his life. Danny Quaver piling the pressure on. Has a little think about going up the inside there, as close as you like. Coming down through, up towards the dipper now. Let's have a quick look. Neil's coming towards the last corner now. Bidzster, 4th place. Danny Quaver, 5th. One mistake from these boys down here, and it is all over. As just while they're a little bit spread out quickly, Neil Farmack crosses the line to win round 3 of the Endurance Championship on GT Sport. Well done to Neil, good win. Callum's going to be 2nd, TY's going to be 3rd, and then it's anyone's guess for 4th place because we've got the battle of Bidzster and Danny Quaver down the straight. Danny Quaver looks like he's going to make a move here. He's in the draft. The power of that McGann. Bidzster's keeping left because I know it's a right-hand kink, but it's a left-hand corner at the braking point. Danny Quaver has just got a nose ahead. In fact, he is ahead. He's ahead. But is Bidzster going to give up? No, he's not. He's on the brakes. And no, he's going to have to let Danny go. But no, Danny's gone wide. No! Danny goes wide. Outbrakes himself. Gets too carried away. So unlucky there for Danny Quaver. Recovers it, doesn't hit a wall. But what a sad end to a good battle. But Bidzster is going to get 4th place. A decent recovery after a bad strategy choice at the beginning. 4th place for Bidzster. 5th place for Danny Quaver. Man of Steel's going to be 6th, and Mr. Slow One's going to come home in 9th place, but still decent pace from Mr. Slow One there, so should be proud of himself for that. Lil Yam, 7th place, so well done. Bravo to Lil Yam for 7th place. Seat 1 will be 8th, and obviously Mr. Slow One in 9th place. So that is the end of the race. Neil Farmack is your winner, and we will see you next time.